Alright, so if you want to stand right there.
You may recognize this guy.
Just based on my observations, okay, when the driver told me, I'm just going to take you in custody of the driver while intoxicated tonight, okay? You just put your hands in the small of your back for me, okay?
Just another test of the station.
It's just another, it's just an out.
Alright, just relax. What's up? What's that?
Why are you taking me into custody?
For driving while
Driving while
intoxicated.
intoxicated.
Based off his observations and the test, alright?
And, well, that would be this fool.
What is the status tonight? Are you still welcoming patrons into your business?
Absolutely.
Ian Smith, a MAGA Chud who kept his gym open at the onset of a deadly pandemic that has taken over 1 million American lives.
That's how the system works. We don't, it's not like we made this up, like, on our own. Like,
I'm not trying
you know
to
what I
be
mean? Like, I'm not,
difficult
we're just explaining it to you so you understand. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not, trying to insult you, anything like that. Like,
I stepped out of the car willingly. I did the test willingly.
I'm just going to
And
put you
then
in the rear
now
light.
you're going to take me to the station.
correct.
For what?
Another test. We'll explain that test. We'll read it to you. We have to read this whole thing to you, and you can
What's the
decide what
test?
you want to.
It's a breathalyzer test.
Correct. And we can explain that to you.
I'm
So.
going to put you in the rear of the vehicle now.
Why can I not be explaining that right now?
Because
you
it
don't have
reads a
the
whole
box.
paragraph to you. He reads it to you, and you can decide what you want to do from there. All right.
Okay. But I'd like to know what it is before I get in your vehicle.
We'll explain that to you at the station. It's
We don't
right.
have
Like,
that out. It's a box. It's a physical box.
it's not going to make any sense to you, right? Like while we read it to you right here. It's going to make sense when we get back to the station because we can explain everything right
Why am I being arrested?
there for driving while intoxicated.
Okay, so you're accusing me of.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
If you can believe it, this joke of a human is running for Congress.
You know I'm a congressional candidate in this district, right? And that there's.
Ending mileage is 59122. There's a what?
Time 0046.
There's a what?
Just do your job. I don't want to comment on it.
Okay.
I'm going to say something that really. I got respect for you guys.
I understand that. I think I've been nothing but respectful with you back. I
haven't done anything wrong, and you're telling me that I'm under arrest.
Poor guy even tried pulling that card on a cop who arrested him. NJ.com reported the dash cam from the police cruiser shows Smith swerved out of his lane on Route 130 North multiple times, including nearly veering into another car before the officer pulled him over. Smith told the officer he had one drink, a marg, at a taco restaurant in a nearby town when he was initially speaking with the officer and claimed that the suspension on his lifted pickup sometimes causes the vehicle to be difficult to control, of course. Smith later, after several field sobriety tests, described the drink as a double marg. He refused to take a breathalyzer and was charged with DUI, as well as reckless and careless driving. He is due in court on April 14th. Smith then seems to question whether his arrest was some kind of setup. You didn't get paid to do this, Smith asks. I didn't get paid to do what? The officer responds. I'm doing my job. I don't know what you mean. Get paid to do what? After a moment of silence, Smith then mentions his campaign. You know that I'm a congressional candidate in this district, right? And that there's an audible on me, Smith said. After conducting 3 balance and eye coordination tests, the officer determined Smith was not sober enough to drive and told Smith he would be taken to police headquarters for a breathalyzer. As officers put on cuffs, Smith insisted he had not failed the test. Immediately after the news of the DUI arrest broke last month, Smith's campaign claimed the candidate had passed the field sobriety test, a claim which has now been disproven. And just to note, his campaign consultant, who appears to do his dirty work and lie, is this guy, Steve Cush. For what it's worth, the paperwork related to the arrest was completed by an officer and indicates he detected alcohol on Smith's breath after pulling him over, and that Smith's eyes were bloodshot and watery. The paperwork continues that Mr. Smith was uncooperative during his entire time back at police headquarters and was released to a sober third party. Vehicle was towed in accordance to John's law. Mr. Smith would not cooperate during the photograph process and refused to move his head. Unfortunately, when it comes to driving recklessly and putting himself in a position he should not put himself in, this is not an isolated occurrence. In 2007, NJ.com reported Smith drank 10 to 12 beers, got behind the wheel, ran a stop sign, and struck and killed a 19-year-old named Kevin. The college radio student was pronounced dead at the scene. It shows he has no regard for the law, said the victim's uncle. He drove drunk, killed somebody, gets probably one of the lightest sentences I've ever seen. And now 13 years later, you're out defying the law once again? I just don't get it. He already killed somebody, and now he's going to put other people's lives in jeopardy by opening the gym.